Having acne isn't exactly the easiest thing to have, especially for someone in their late 20s. So, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I remain confident with acne as a woman in her late 20s. So, if this is something you're struggling with, or you're just curious to see what's going on with my face and how do I cope with it exactly, please keep watching. Hey girl, my name is Daniela Cabrona with All Things Woman, and yes, like I said, we're going to be talking about acne today. So, not the cutest topic, but it's definitely happening to more of us than we like to admit. Nobody likes to talk about it, everybody likes to complain about it, but I'm here to say that hey, it's normal in a sense where it's like it's happening to enough people that it's not the craziest thing, you know? So, before I get into that, I am just going to share with you how I got the acne, how I believe I got the acne, and what I'm doing currently to just hype myself up and to feel confident with acne, as well as what I plan to do in the future, like medically and inside and out. So, I started to get acne when I was around 25 years old. I am 27 now. At 25, if I can think back on that period of my life, I was so stressed out at a job that was really high stress. And to be quite honest, I'm somebody that picks up stress like a sponge, and I'm an empath. Recently I learned that I think I'm an empath. So like if you're feeling some type of way, I just soak it up like a sponge and I can't let it go. So it didn't really help me, you know, that I was that way, that I was always stressed out. And then to make matters worse, I know, so negative, but it's the truth. So I was moving out, and that in itself is so stressful, and I want to make a whole video on that because it's a lot of emotional turmoil that happened. That's how I believe I got here. Of course, with the change in diet as well, because when you move out of your mom's house, like, you know, you're struggling. You're struggling for like a year and a half. I'm still struggling. It's been like 2.5 years. No big deal. So, yes, what I'm doing currently to just make myself feel better about it and, you know, have some hope and just rock it, you know, to be quite honest, like just rock it. One thing I personally don't do is I don't try to like really cover it up. I think it's very obvious on my skin tone. I have a lot of redness naturally in my skin. So even if I didn't have any acne, I still kind of have like spots of like red. So what I do personally is what I look like today. If I'm gonna go out somewhere and it's not necessarily like a nighttime or anything, it's more so just like a very casual outing, and I want to feel pretty. I get ready elsewhere. I get ready for my hair and like in my outfit, and like I'll put like cute shoes on, and I'll always do earrings. I'll do the perfume thing. I just do a lot of like pampering, you know, like a lot of self like care situation, because what I try to do is I try to take the attention away from that. Like, I am all of these things. I am not just this section of my face. Something else that I do is I focus a lot on my eyes. I go real light with my makeup, like, let's be real, but I do try to like add like more layers of mascara, or I'll be like more detail oriented with my eyebrows, because your eyes are so powerful, you know, for your face. Of course, like everybody, they always say like it's all in the eyes. So I try to focus on those areas and just enhance the parts of my face and parts of myself that I'm really proud of and I'm really excited to like wear outfits and stuff like that. I try to focus on those areas. So hey, like if somebody sees the acne, like yeah, I have acne, but it doesn't mean that I'm dirty. It doesn't mean that I don't take care of myself. It's just something that's happening to me, you know? Like I said earlier, it was a lot of stress, which I'm not sure if I stated it earlier, but stress causes a lot of hormonal changes. So that is a big reason why women get a lot of acne in their later 20s, because of the hormonal changes. Yes, another thing that I do is I change my mindset. I say, look, if you are embarrassed about it, and if you're like hiding it, and if you're putting off that vibe, people think it's okay to think those things about you too. So I always say this, I've said it so many times, like I'm almost like a broken record, but if you believe it, other people will too. So that goes to bad things too. So if you're over there like shy or like really trying to cover it up and like complaining about it, you're drawing more attention to it than anybody else would. And yes, you are going to get the stares. You are going to get the like, oh my God, have you tried this? Oh my, save it. I hate those comments. Like, no, I'm not trying any of that. Like, I just don't want to. Like, I need my body to just naturally react the way it's going to react. And then when I'm ready to do something about it, then I'll do something about it. But definitely, I mean, you just can't ignore that it's going to happen. They're going to make the comments. They're going to look a little weird at you. But right now, those masks are coming in real clutch because they're hiding some of it, but they might also be causing some of it. And I've seen some videos on like how you can avoid it, but like personally, I don't do any of that. I just keep my masks clean and I keep my face clean. So that's what I do. Yes, another thing that I do mentality wise is I just reassure myself that it's not going to be forever. This is not going to take over your life, and it's not going to ruin my happiness. It's not going to ruin my memories. In fact, I'm going to remember how much care I had to have for myself elsewhere, and self-love and self-affirmations that I had to do to myself almost daily to get myself through the day, through my positive self-esteem. Like it's not easy. There are days where it just sucks, and then you'll unfortunately compare yourself to like other women who've never had acne in their life, and you're just like, what the hell is going on with me? And it has a lot to do with the way that you manage your food and you manage your stress and your just plain simple hormonal imbalances that sometimes you just don't even have any control over. So some of us are kind of just screwed, TBH, and I'm one of those because I've had hormonal challenges for a long time, like ever since I can remember, honestly. Now what I'm going to be doing going forward is I plan to do like the whole esthetician route. And before I'd say that though, I want to be really, I guess, clear that I know that the dermatology and like the surface level things are only going to help so much, and that at one point I am going to have to clean myself from the inside out. And I've heard that dairy is not good for you, for your acne. It's not good. Sugar's not good for you. And I love cheese and I love sugar. So it's kind of like, oh, well, duh. Like, of course. But then it's like, not really. Like somebody else could eat those things and because of their body chemistry, they're fine. But it just so happens that like mine is already kind of like polluted with like the stress and the hormonal imbalances, that all of these other extra things just aren't really helpful. So I do know that at one point I am going to have to chill out, and I'm just going to have to test it if I'm really serious about it, which is another thing that I'm coming to terms with it, and I'm just kind of like living with it because I'm like, dude, I love that food. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to like restrict myself for the sake of like vanity. It's just such a it's such a touchy like balance for me, like I don't want to have to do that for something like a physical thing, but like I don't know, I'll have to choose at one point. But I do know that hydrating your skin, making sure that you're not over washing and over stripping it is good. Make sure you're hydrating it. Obviously wearing sunscreen, because with the acne you're creating like acne spots and like dark spots. So like the sunscreen, if you don't wear sunscreen, you can make them darker. So just be careful with that. And then if you're wearing vitamin C, which is to brighten your skin, which also sometimes brightens the acne spots, make sure you're also wearing sunscreen, because if you don't, you're kind of like counteracting what is supposed to be happening. Lots and lots of information on skincare, which I actually know a lot about it, but it's more so of like, I already know that I have to do it on the inside out. Something else that I've been looking into is micro channeling and micro needling, which are two different things. I won't give you the difference because I'm not too well versed on them, but I think microchanneling is supposed to be like cooler and like better, newer technology. But basically what that does is it maybe like peels off like a layer of your skin, and like kind of just like regenerates new cells, so you can kind of have like that baby born again skin or something like that. I don't know, but it's super expensive, and that's why I don't want to do it, because I'm like, like maybe I should just get my stuff together and like not rely on, a beauty service like that. Before anybody thinks about Accutane being the easy fix, I really don't want to do it. There's a lot of negative side effects to Accutane that a lot of influencers and anyone else that recommends it to you don't really talk about. They talk about the positives, but there can be a lot of negatives. And in fact, I've heard of like some really crazy side effects. So if you want to go research on that just a little bit, if you are considering it, go ahead, do what you got to do what you want to do. But I'm trying real hard not to do it. But yeah, I think if I go like maybe like another like year-ish, like I will start to consider it again. If you don't know what Accutane is, sorry, it's pretty much a medicine. It's a type of retinol or retin-A, which is like a vitamin, and I think it's vitamin A. Man, I could be so wrong. I'm so sorry. I can't remember all of it right now, but it just does that thing like where it like helps you regenerate new cells and just kind of like strips off like the top layers, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. But it's like a really strong version of those types of vitamins, so it kind of just like clears you out. It's got you good. So those are options. But again, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to just get serious about eating well and just overall just decreasing the stress levels. I am trying so hard to just not procrastinate, because that's the main cause of my stress, like all these things I want to do and I don't do them. So life could be so simple, you guys, and I really hope that you're not getting down on yourself for acne, and that you see that you're beautiful and stunt with it, stunt without it. We were stunting before we had it. We're going to stunt now. I'm really sorry if you can hear the rain. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that it was helpful for you. If at all, please give me a big thumbs up. And if you don't like this video, give me a thumbs down. And I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.